This activity is going to be a very interesting activity. We named it as your home. So what do we mean by that? You're going to design automation and security systems along with other simple circuit for your home. Very interesting, right? So let's go ahead and see what all we can design with the items and with the knowledge that we have gained so far. So the first and very easy one is your calling bell. Now what is the switch that you're supposed to use for your calling bell? Your momentary switch or your reset switch. Your reset switch and your buzzer will be the things required for this experiment. The next one is going to be the automatic outdoor lighting. So it is similar to your automatic street lighting system. So when there is no light, that is in the evenings, your outdoor lights will switch on automatically. This will also act as a security system for your homes. Can you guess how? It will create an illusion that someone is present in your home, since the lights are switched on. So the things required for this experiment are infrared light sensor and the LED. The next one is your infrared sensor based light. We can call it as presence lighting, that is when you present, the light will go on. So where shall we put this? Shall we put it into your restrooms? It's the most appropriate place. How many times have you forgotten to switch off the light in your restroom? So now put infrared sensors there, which will turn off your lights automatically when you come out. For the next one, we shall do something very simple. Your switch and fan. So when you switch on the fan and it runs, that's it. So what switch shall we use for this? A push button. Next is your bedroom dim light. So how is this? Can you guess? We are going to use 3 items for this. The SPDT switch, that is your two-way switch, your potentiometer and your LED. The bedroom dim light is a very interesting one. It is a little complex circuit. Let's see if you are able to think it or not. So now we shall go experiment by experiment in this activity. So the items that we required were a momentary switch, that is a reset switch, and your buzzer. Of course, your power supply board is also required. So mount all of them onto your project maker and get ready to start the connections. Now it's a very simple connection. Connect any terminal of your switch to the positive of your buzzer. The other terminal of your switch goes to the positive of your power supply board, and the negative of your buzzer runs to the negative of your power supply board. So with the same power supply board, we are going to add the next experiment also. The next one was your automatic outdoor lighting. So you require your light sensor and your LED. So mount both of them again onto your project maker, and once done, we shall see the connections. The connections again are very simple. The first step, the connections again are very simple. The first step in any sensor is to connect its positive and negative. So the plus of your power supply board will come to the 5 volts of your light sensor, and the negative of the power supply board will go to the ground of your light sensor. The output will go to the negative of your LED, and the positive of your LED will go to the positive of your power supply board. Now remember, you can connect 2 wires into the same hole, just like how we did in our door open detection experiment. Finish your connections, so we should proceed to the next one. The next one was your presence lighting. So this requires that infrared sensor and your LED. So mount both of them onto your project maker, and once done, we shall see the connections. Positive of your power supply board should go to the infrared sensor 5 volt. The negative should go to the ground of your infrared sensor, the output to the plus of the LED, and the minus of your LED should go to the minus of the power supply board. The next one is your switch and fan. Now to control your motor using a switch, let's take your push button and your motor and screw it onto your project maker. Once done, I will tell you the connections. So now connect the plus of your power supply board to any terminal of your switch. The other terminal of your switch should go to any terminal of your motor, and the other terminal of the motor should go to the negative of your power supply board. Now if your connections are getting too crowded in the power supply board, you can also connect them in other places where the same positive and negative is given. For example, the other terminal of the motor can be connected in either of these 2 points. Both of them are the same. So you can track the network of the same connection, and you can try connecting your wire to any point in the same network. Once done, we shall see the last experiment, which is a very interesting one. Now in your bedroom, you have a light which has to glow in full brightness at all times, and when you go to sleep, it should go to the half the brightness, like your night lights. So shall we see how to do this? Take a two-way switch, LED, and your potentiometer board and mount it. Now before we go into the connections, you will have to understand that when the LED is given the supply directly, the LED will glow in full brightness. For that, connect the positive of your power supply board directly to the terminal A of your two-way switch. Now, the common of your two-way switch should be connected to the positive of your LED, and the negative of the LED will go to the power supply board's negative. Now when the switch is in position A, the LED will glow at a maximum brightness. Now the next step is to make it glow at half the brightness, and the switch is in position B. For half the brightness, we will be using the potentiometer. Connect the positive of a power supply board to T1 of your potentiometer. The output should be connected to the B terminal of your two-way switch. Now when the switch is in B position, the LED will glow in half the brightness, or whatever brightness is set by you in the potentiometer. Once done, give the battery and check the output of all your experiments. So first, start with your power supply board's positive, being connected to any terminal of your momentary switch, and then the other terminal of a momentary switch is connected to buzzer's positive and buzzer's negative connected to your power supply board's negative. The next one is your automatic outdoor lighting. So first, start of your plus and minus being given to your sensor 5 volt and ground respectively, and the output of your sensor is given to the LED negative, and the LED positive comes back to your power supply board's positive. The next one is your presence lighting. So again, give the positive and negative to infrared sensors 5 volt and ground respectively, and the output will be connected to the positive of your LED, and the negative of your LED will be connected to the power supply board's negative. And then the next one is a switch in fan. So this is an easy one. So connect the positive of your power supply board to T1 of your push button and the other terminal of your push button to the motor's terminal 1, and the other terminal of your motor will be connected to the power supply board's negative. The last one is your dim lighting. So connect the positive of your power supply board to the terminal A of your two-way switch and the common of two-way switch to the positive of your LED and the negative of your LED to power supply board's negative. Next, connect the positive of your power supply board to T1 of your potentiometer and the output of your potentiometer to terminal B of your two-way switch. That's it. Your model diagram is done. Now try drawing the circuit diagram. Now this is a challenging test to see if you are able to draw it correctly. Try attempting it, and once we check the answer, we shall see whether yours is right. If you place it like this, the connections are a little easier. So now start off again with the same thing. Connect the positive of your battery to your momentary switch terminal 1 and the terminal 2 of your momentary switch will go to the buzzer's positive and the negative of your buzzer will go to the negative of the battery. The next is your light sensor. So connect the plus and minus to the light sensor's 5 volt and ground, and the output will go to the LED's negative and the LED's positive will go to the positive of your battery. The next is your infrared sensor. So again, give the plus and minus to your infrared sensor, and the output of your infrared sensor will be given to the positive of your LED and the negative of the LED will run back to the negative of your battery. The next is your switch and fan. So now connect the positive of your battery to the T1 of your push button and the T2 will be connected to your motor and the other terminal of the motor will come back to the negative of your battery. The next is your SPDT switch, that is a two-way switch. So connect the positive of your battery to the terminal A of your two-way switch and the common is connected to the LED positive and the LED negative will be coming back to the battery's negative. The positive will again be connected to T1 of your potentiometer and the output will be connected to the terminal B of your two-way switch. So once done, check if the entire circuit is similar to what you have drawn. If not, make the corrections.